The intro of the film started normal with Mr. Fox and Mrs. Fox running for the squab farm, but after the part where they get trapped in a cage, the screen faded to black for 12 seconds. Then I cut to the scene where Mr. Fox, Kylie, and Ash are stealing alcoholic cider from Bean's farm. Wow, I thought to myself. This was pretty early in the film. Excuse me. And then showed a dinner scene, but it was really dark. The walls were replaced with bricks and the table was full of metal, but it had black voids and it kind of like he was high and couldn't breathe. I cut to Ash's new room. Mr. Fox then burst in and threw a chair at him. It hit him right in the head, and he was knocked out. All Mr. Fox did was laugh for 12 seconds. Mr. Fox then walked out of the room, and the scene cut back to the dining room, and all the animals were eating their dinner. Bogus, Bunce, and Bee were walking into Mr. Fox's old house. Bunce knocked on the door, and the audio became muffled, like it was nearly impossible to hear. However, I was able to make out the words. "Come out, Mr. Fox," and "No, you mean neighbors." The scene then cuts to Mrs. Fox walking to the old house. Mr. Fox looked frightened, and it soon became evident. I wondered why. That was when the scene started to feel out of place. The camera was focused on Mr. Fox for an uncomfortable amount of time. It was silent, there were no jokes, no music, no sound effects, nothing. I felt shaky as the scene went on. Mr. Fox barely even moved an inch. At first, I thought this was a mistake and the scene just focused on Mr. Fox's frightened face. After all, this looked like a director's cut, so I expected it to be not very well. The next scene was Mr. Fox grabbing a knife from the kitchen and he sliced off Bogus's head with realistic blood dripping out from it. Then he stuck Bunt in the stomach repeatedly, the rest of the blood splattered on the screen. So Mr. Fox ripped open Bunt's stomach and ate all of his intestines, but Bunt screamed to death. Mr. Fox pointed to the walls of the house and said, "Whoever's next, come the fuck out." Mr. Fox snapped the bean-sized socket, slit his neck, ate his throat, and glanced around in the kitchen. I continued watching the strange movie, and Mr. Fox slammed the bedroom door violently. That night, when it was 12 o'clock, it just focused on Mr. Fox staring at the night sky out of his window, while the song Only Time by Enya played in the background. The odd thing was that Mr. Fox was not wearing any clothes at all. I could even see his genitals. After that, he pounded his fist into the wall and grabbed a pillow, started screaming it into the same way that Lito's sister did in Lilo and Stitch. To be honest, it sounded like as if the voice actor was actually screaming in anger. Mrs. Fox then comes to the bedroom. She asks him, "Something wrong, dear?" Mr. Fox stops screaming and took the pillow off his face with white whip. "I'm not telling you what I just did tonight." He did not want to act like this. Always being treated for just being a fake liar. You heard me, liar. The screen then started to cut the static, and snapped back, and Christopherson was again headed toward Badger. The view was so brilliant this time, all I saw was a green blob headed toward a yellow one. Again, the low moan. Only this time, it sounded like the microphone was broken, and outside it came, greatly overshadowing the moan. Mr. Fox's vision clears amid chaos. People start running to him for help. Some man over a limp body over the moan. Mr. Fox's vision. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I'm right here. And at least 4 older dogs are holding Mr. Fox's body. This is time Mr. Fox was now wearing his usual clothing. There is one on each arm, fighting desperately to keep him from moving. One stands in front of Mr. Fox, yelling all manners of profanities, and the other has his forearm wrapped tight around its throat. Mr. Fox could barely breathe, let alone speak.